Drop it.
What's up mga besh, mga bay? Ni ala po ta karon sa atong discussion 101. Special greetings to our dearest instructor, Mr. Franklin Franco. Sir, good day. But before we begin, I just want you to inform that I made this video not for fun, but it is intended for educational purposes only, especially to those mga criminology students out there. So, dili dyan siya entertainment, no? Kay dili mo mga vlogger. And now, we are about to discuss the task that been given to us as our final exam in this subject, which is the comparative policing system. This video may contains about the comparison of the two policing system between the Philippines and United States. By the word itself, comparative policing system, it is a process of outlining the similarities and differences of one police system to another in order to discover new insights in the field of international policing. So, let's begin with the Philippines. Here in our country, the police agency here is called Philippine National Police. Let's go back first to its history. Philippine National Police was originated from merging with the Philippine Constabulary and the Integrated National Police. Philippine Constabulary, or PC, was a police force in the Philippines from 1901 to 1991. It was created by the American colonial government to replace the Spanish Guardia Civil at that time, in order also to preserve the peace and order. The Integrated National Police, known as the municipal police force of the country. And after the People's Revolution in 1986, a new constitution stated that there must be a police force in the country which is national in scope and civilian in character. Republic Act number 6975 was created, which an act establishing the tri-bureaus, and one of them is the Philippine National Police that is under by the Department of Interior local government. Starting that time, the PNP serves as the community police force in the Philippines, and they started operating on January 29, 1991, where formerly the members of the agency is the PC and INP nga mga membro sila gikan sa Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP. Lately, Republic Act number 8551 was also created to reform and reorganize the PNP agency covered with its structural to become highly efficient and competent police force in the country by setting their new standards and qualifications to this person nga gusto mahimong police officer someday. In the evolution of the Philippine policing system, dala sa globalization o pagdagan sa population, we are colonized. We are colonized before under the Spaniards and American government. O kini sila nga mga mananakop, nakahatag ni sila dakong impact sa policing system. And these are the police force were organized during the Spanish regime. Una, mauna siya ang Carabineros de Seguridad Publico, known as Mounted Police. This was organized for the purposes to carry out the policies of the Spanish government. And then, ikaduha ang Guardianeros, 5% of the population of the rural police force na naka-assign each town to make patrols, to guard unsafe and dark places, to guard tribunal and prison houses. O kini sila is they are only served for 3 years. Ikatulo mao ang Guardia Civil. It is consisted of Filipino policemen who organized originally in the provincial capitals of the central provinces of Luzon under the alcalde or governor. And then, ang ilang trabaho, mao ni sila ang mag-impose sa balaod, sa local ordinances, especially pod sa mga penalties na kinsa tong maka-violate sa balaod. O na-replace tuod ni sila nga mga police force during the American colonial period. And this is also the police forces that being organized by the American regime. Una na sila Insular Police Force until it became Insular Constabulary, Manila Police Department, and lastly the Philippine Constabulary. And now, let's go to the policing system in America. During the colonial times, the law enforcement roles in communities was carried out by the volunteer groups and part-time officers who were privately funded by the local community members. The United States inherited the England Anglo-Saxon system in social obligation, watchmen, and justice. But that system wasn't very efficient and effective because their watchmen are often sleep and drunk while on duty. When it comes to the classifications of the police systems, both Philippines and United States are more likely different yun sila. Why? Because Philippines adopt the centralized police system nga it is a police system nga in which there is a national police agency which is commanded and controlled through a vertical chain of command throughout the territory of the country. Unlike in the United States, there are approximately 20,000 state and local police agencies. So, perfect example siya sa decentralized police system nga nag-refers to a system where police administrations and operations are independent from one state to another and quoted that it is more applicable to the country with federal government. The constitutions in the United States already designated its law and order as a state subject, and those 20,000 local police state agencies are under the control of its respective government. And as a whole central police organization, Jude, they are also controlled by the Specialized Investigation Agency, which is the FBI, the Federal Bureau Investigation, nga mag-deploy og assistance to each police state agency when it comes to the event of emergency. One thing is common sa duha ka policing system is the COPS nga mao siya ang community-oriented policing system. It is a strategy on policing system that focuses on building relationships, working closely to the community members in different approaches kay pinaagin ini makatabang siya in prevention of crime. Pero when it comes to resources, mas ahead jud ang United States kaysa sa Pilipinas kay sa fighting equipments palandaan and their police officers population mas mabehind ang Pilipinas, labi na when it comes to technologies they are more likely advancement. And now these are the highlight features of the policing system in the United States that I see nga gusto na ko i-apply pud diri sa Philippines. First is POLCAM, the police camera. Ibutang siya sa dark and unsafe places whereas those crime mostly occurs. Second is the LAWs, lethal autonomy weapons. These are robots nga tele-operated but not equipped with weapons. They are used when it comes to surveillance, detections of snipers, detections of explosive devices, and also detections of the targets that being programmed based on the descriptions. And lastly, 911, the National Emergency Hotline. It is a highly recommended jud to be part of the policing system here in the Philippines because it is not limited only to the crime, dili lang siya nag-focus sa crime, but also instances when it comes to emergency, disasters, especially nowadays we are facing this pandemic COVID-19. Maka dili pasabot nga ang police agency na dayon ang mo response. For example, na mahitabo nga car accidents, they are the one nga magunit sa informations para ilang i-designate o ilang makicommunicate sila to the related agencies in order to develop their responsiveness, communication, and assistance. So, that's all mga besh, mga bay. And thank you.